Hey, I'm Pascal from Orange Pixel, and it's time for another good old-fashioned week vlog. So I'm just recording bits and pieces throughout my week. It's now Tuesday morning. Yesterday, Monday, admin day, and it was a real serious admin day. Had to do a bunch of stuff and arranged a lot of papers and things for the accountant because end of the quarter. It's the boring stuff of doing business, but it's part of doing business, so meh. Also fixed my newsletter, mailing list, email list, whatever you want to call it. It was, I thought it was hacked because my servers or my domain provider service thingy had a hacking problem, or at least an attack. They never got really hacked, and it appears that my mailing list wasn't hacked either. Just that my domain host changed everything to be standard HTTPS, and my mail code was all looking at HTTP, and that kind of messed it all up. And I was a bit worried and in a problem because I'm not in network management. I have no idea about these things. I just tinker with it every now and then forget everything I learned. So I had to figure it out, got it up and running. So I'm gonna send out email letters pretty soon. I actually have a new thing added. Let me just pop it up on the screen over here. If you go to the website Orange Pixel, and if you click on newsletter, you can now get a free ebook if you sign up. And this book contains all the little unlocked secrets for various of my games. It contains the Orange Pixel universe timeline, and it will be updated and upgraded, and more stuff will be added. It's an ebook. Sign up for the mailing list if you haven't already. I will be mailing this out as well to all the previously signed up members. They should have gotten all these tips already, but they also get this book. So I think this is a good incentive for people to sign up, and there will be much more coming to the mailing list now that I have it up and running again. But anyway, it's Tuesday now. The first thing I did was again Switch stuff, residual on Switch. There was still another bug, and I'm kind of frustrated with Nintendo. They could have told me this on the previous lot check like over a week ago. Now we're doing it in 2 steps, and I'm fine with that, but not if every step takes a week. It's just a waste of time. We're fixing it. I have a bunch of little coded changes and fixes and very tiny stuff, but anyway, I've sent it to Friedel, Serious Lion, on the Discord, who is now doing the Switch version. Hopefully we'll get it up and running later today, send it over to Nintendo again, and hopefully it will not take another week because time is running out. Anyway, that's that. The rest of the day I'm gonna dive into the new game, the squad game. Haven't touched the game since last Friday. Really want to get some stuff going, gameplay. So that's this week's goal. Figure out some gameplay. First thing I think I'm gonna try is status bar stuff. These guys need to be able to be shot and killed. It's not fun, but that's kind of what makes a game a game. Right now they're invincible. It's not a lot of fun. That's what we're gonna focus on. Also, intro. Okay, so now we have a little status bars underneath the characters over here, and I also added a little extra, been tinkering with the command menu, so now that we can actually see which direction. There's a little arrow. The menu has no background, so it's cleaner interface, I hope, and this will show you where you're moving your other team towards. So there they go, and if this upwards is still a bit terrible because you can't see it, so it needs change. It should probably be about here, but that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So the status bar is in, this is in, time for lunch. Been doing some more tinkering with it. I've been back from lunch for more than an hour. I think this is going the right direction. Tomorrow I'll continue working on this. I have an idea or a couple of ideas written down on my Trello list, and that's what I'm going to work on tomorrow. But for the rest of this day, I'm actually going to play Residual on the PC. I need to record some video stuff, so I need to get further into the game and record that stuff and then do a little video about it. So rest of the day it's going to be gaming, Residual. Well, that should be fun. So it's now Wednesday afternoon. I've spent most of today so far tinkering a little bit with the game. I'll get to that in a minute. But I've also been working on the mailing list. I've sent out a new email newsletter, and I've been tinkering with the PDB Discord bot. I mentioned it a few weeks ago. I used AutoCode for this, and I've been talking to the guys from AutoCode, and great chat. And PDB right now is more than just the away team. I've also added a bunch of things that will hopefully let PDB in the Discord be a conversation start, which means if there hasn't been any conversation going on and he wasn't the last one speaking, he will just put a random Orange Pixel fact or a little interesting question or a little whatever. There's a bunch of stuff there. He will put something random in the Discord channel, and hopefully that will spark people to respond and reply. And so far it has been working slightly. I guess over time people might get bored of it. That's probably going to be depending on how much information I put into the bot and how often it repeats. So it's been fun tinkering with that, and also the newsletter and the website and all that stuff is part of doing indie business. And I really think that it's still very important to set up your own network or community in some form. And Discord is great, but of course also Discord is a tool that eventually might just be gone and replaced with something else, and most tools do over a period of time. Same goes for Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. It's great to use it, and you should be using it, but you don't really own your public there. There's always a layer between you and your public, and I think a newsletter is pretty important for those type of things, because that's a direct line from me to you or whoever subscribed to the newsletter. And that way I can inform them of interesting stuff I've been working on, and things I talk about in the video, but also things I don't talk about in the video. I can put them in these little emails, and when I have something new or something, a new game is releasing, I can tell them and let them know personally, and I think that's worth a lot. Same with a website. Nobody uses websites anymore, but it's still a great place for you to have on the internet. It's like your office building. Not everybody is going to visit your office building, but if people want to talk to you or need to find you, having that office building is a pretty good indication for it. So speaking of websites, this video is sponsored by Xsolla. So luckily, making a website these days doesn't have to take long or be difficult at all. Xsolla created a code-free tool with templates designed specifically for game devs, Xsolla Site Builder. You can click and drag different components where you need them and fully customize the site to match the look and feel of your game. If you want, you can add a store for game keys, pre-orders or virtual items, and even share updates with your players. The best part is that you can import assets from Steam, which is a time saver since you already need to set that up anyway. And there's no cost to start. Just head over to xsolla.pro/orangepixel and sign up for a free publisher account to begin. Quick and easy, which means we can get back to actual game development. Okay, so the work I've been doing is now on the missions and a little bit on this team play. So as you can see, they will be moving around now, and they are there, and we can give them commands. These arrows are now much clearer. The hand signals are much clearer, pointing in the direction that we need them to, and we'll move slowly upwards, taking out all the bad guys, grabbing some money left and right. And we're gonna breach this door, leave them there to guard it, and you see a little green arrow hovering above this computer. That's our goal, that's something that's part of the mission, so we need to get there. It's pretty simple, just one guy in front of it, so shoot him. And then we can research this computer. And that will be mission completed. So the mission was probably get some intelligence or get some data. We just did that, and there could have been multiple computers that you need to track and trace and do stuff with. But for now, this is pretty much how missions work. Let's dive a little bit into the code for this, because I know you guys love code. So let's just end this game right here. The mission structure I have is pretty much based on what I did with Residual. Alright, so mission types is right now we only have the intelligence missions is being used. The others, I don't know yet. They're just ideas I had and I wrote them down, and we might be using them, we might be replacing them or removing them completely. This mission we saw just now was grid based because it was involving a computer, and that computer is not moving. It's going to be static on one spot of the level, so we can always do it as a grid based mission. That computer has no knowledge that it's being part of a mission. It just has the option to research it. And when you research, it will trigger a mission complete to the world. And based on its grid position, we check if there's a mission on that grid position. And in this case, there was. So that mission gets set to completed and done. And we can do stuff at that point. Right now, we don't need to, but we probably at some point will have to check how many missions we have left and if there is a follow-up mission and things like that. It's a pretty simple structure, but it worked very well in Residual, so I decided to just use it in this one as well. And we'll also have mission based on entities. For example, this computer is static, but if we have an enemy that we need to take out, that enemy is going to be running around. So it will trigger, once it's dead, it will trigger a mission complete based on entity. The mission list will check if there was a mission based on this entity. If so, mission completed, well done. And I think that's gonna allow me to do most of the kind of missions I want to add to the game. If not, we'll just add more structure here. But for now, this should really open up a lot of options already. Like we could research, we could hide stuff in couches and sofas or in cabinets and make them part of the mission. So your mission will be search for different type of books in all those cabinets. And once you have all the books, mission is completed. Things like that will be very easy to add right now, and I think we should start doing that. But I also should start come up with more interesting missions than finding stuff, probably. So this mission system comes from Residual originally. I'm now improving it and tweaking it for this one, and I also just copied the spawning system. In Residual, it was a huge planet. I couldn't have everything moving around all the time or be created all the time. So there's a spawning system that works with a bunch of triggers and criteria, and certain things can respawn endlessly. Other things will only spawn once. That way it will only happen if the player is near them usually. As for this game, we're going to do it a little bit different. The first spawner I created actually listens to a mission. So as soon as that mission is being completed, so the whole world will get this event, and then these spawners will notice that event. They will notice that they are attached to this event and will spawn something based on that event and their settings. In this case, once you get to the computer, you research it, you get your item mission complete, and a bunch of enemy soldiers will be spawning in the storage room based on these spawning triggers. And it works pretty cool. Alright, so our first mission is now working. I think this was my main goal for this week. Get some gameplay in there. We have a status bar, but they're not dying yet, so that's probably something I'm going to be working on tomorrow, I think. And what if they die or if they fall and have low health? Maybe we should then move towards them and use some sort of medikit on them, which could then mean we're exposed for being shot or attacked or something. Lots of stuff to figure out, but that's going to be tomorrow. It's now 4 p.m. I'm going to record some more Residual gameplay. I think I almost have all the content I need for the video I'm making, and can't talk about the video just yet. I'll explain all that about the video as soon as it's done and ready. But I'll need to record more gameplay, and then I'll need to do some voiceover type stuff on it, which I'll probably do on Saturday. But for now, time to record some video, and I'll see you on Thursday, which luckily for you is right now. And it's now Thursday, and progress is being made. It's already well, somewhere in the afternoon. You don't care, I don't care, nobody cares. I've been working on the whole system where the soldiers get hurt, where your squad gets hurt, and it kind of works pretty well. So The reason I'm implementing it now and that I need it now is because this is pretty much gonna be the basis of where this game is going challenge-wise. If we give the soldiers or the squad members 4 health points, everything has to be designed around that. So you can't have enemies that shoot 100 bullets at you because you'll die immediately. So right now it's just a matter of trying this out and figuring it out. We have 4 health points per squad member, and when those are gone, a squad member will stay at its position. Right now it looks like its neck is being torn off, but don't worry, it's not. And there will be a little red cross above his head, which will probably have to be some other icon, but for now it works. You will be able to revive them. I think that's gonna be something I'll try to implement the rest of the afternoon. But for now, let me just show you a little mission and see how far I can go. Okay, so let's enter a storage room and do a little quick mission. Right now there's not a lot of opponents in there as we move upwards. They didn't expect us, and we can take them out pretty easily. Alright, we made it up to top. Let's park them over there near the door while we take all the intelligence from this computer. And now we'll have to move down. And now we have a bunch of enemies spawning here. And the whole system of how many enemies are we spawning, what can the user, what can the player handle, it's all going to be tied up to this status bar and health system. So it's pretty important to get that right, or at least make decisions on that right now. Do we want this to be a bit of a stealth game where you really have to try not to get shot, or can we just go a little bit crazy and the player can take like 100 bullets and then we can throw in a lot more enemies? It's a lot of things that we just need to figure out right now, and I kind of think the current system is pretty cool. You can only get shot 4 times, or each member can get shot 4 times, and then we can restore those persons with maybe some healing, and that can only be done maybe 2 or 3 times. And I think that's going to be the most interesting thing to play around with. So let's just see how far we get. Wow, we just lost almost everybody in the squad, and I haven't implemented the healing part yet. So yeah, this is pretty much a lost mission unless I can avoid all bullets right now. But I'm pretty much alone, so okay, so far so good. All I need to do is make it to the door, the exit, without getting shot, which sounds pretty simple, but I only have 1 health point left for this character. It would be cool if I could actually heal my friends right now, so I really need to start implementing that, because this is not gonna work. Yeah, we died and we crashed the game. Alright, so ignore that crash at the end. That's just because there are no squad members left. I'll fix it. It's cool to see this now being added and actually working, and there's some sort of gameplay happening now. I just need to figure out, do I want 1,000 bullets flying around and have the player be able to survive 100 of those, or do I just want a couple of bullets being able to take out any of your squad members? And of course we will be able to upgrade the squad members. Maybe if they have more experience, certain bullets will just or certain hits will just take less damage, and things like that will play a key factor in it. But I need to come up with a balance and a decision on what I want for this game, so that I can build everything around that. I can't just start implementing hundreds of enemies if 4 bullets will take out a squad member or even a whole team, because then it's just way too many enemies. Do I create these enemies, make them very intelligent, that they usually hit you on their first shot, or do I make them less smart and less intelligent because every shot is gonna damage you? So bunch of things that pretty much tie in with this system. Lots of health or not a lot of health. we're gonna work it out and figure it out. But I kind of like how it's working now. It gives some tension, it gives some tactical decisions you need to make. Do you put your team forward, or do you let 2 of your members rest out somewhere, or take a certain position so that they can take out things? A lot of stuff to figure out. It's also, like I said, in the afternoon, so I'm gonna end this video here. I've been editing the rest or the previous part of this video, so I know we have a good enough video and I don't want it to be too long. So it's good to have this built in now, but it still feels like progress is going slow, mostly because I'm just doing so many other things. Like this morning I was setting up the Xbox backend together with Terry from Apogee, so that we can actually release Residual on Xbox at some point in the very near future. A bunch of stuff that needs to figure out, but we're almost there. That's a very big relief for me. That video I'm working on is almost ready. Hopefully I'll do that on Saturday and have it done as well, also for Residual. So there's just a bunch of stuff happening for Residual, and then in between I'm working on this new game. So I'll get to the point where this is just the main thing and I have every full day to work on this, but we're not there just yet. So it's gonna get a slow progress, but it's making progress, and this week was pretty cool, even with so little time spent on the game, which is pretty good. So I'm also gonna wrap up this video right here. I know that we have enough content for this video already. That's the upside of doing a vlog, a longer video day by day. I've already edited most of this, so I know where we are about now, and it's enough, and we don't need very long videos. There will be more stuff next week, so make sure to like, subscribe, comment below, drop on the Discord, and tune in again next week on Thursday. All right, see ya.